Hey guys, you're watching Boogie Plays Games, or sometimes Boogie Plays Games, and today I want to give you my final thoughts on Overwatch. Now, to say these are my final thoughts is kind of a lie because I'm certainly not done with this game. I certainly do not think I'll be done with this game anytime soon. I guess I played about 25 hours since launch, and then I played probably 70 hours in beta, and I just don't plan to stop. For some reason, this game is exactly my kind of game. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I don't know if it's the fact that it's a very unique shooter and something that feels very different than modern shooters, or maybe it's the fact that it does have kind of an old school feel. I don't know if it's the character design, the level design, the way that it plays, how smooth it is. Or maybe it's just all of those things combined, but I feel really impressed with this game, and I feel really compelled to play it. Now, that's not to say that the game is perfect. I think it is pretty far from perfect. There are a lot of things that could have been improved upon launch and things that could be improved going forward. I do trust Blizzard to fix those things, and that's why I want to talk about the handful of downsides I feel about this game. Now, first off, I'll point out something that I think a lot of people have pointed out. There is no single player for this game. And it's funny because a lot of games get a lot of flack for not having a campaign and not having single player, and for some reason, Overwatch just gets away with that. And it's particularly frustrating because the cutscenes that they've created, the animations have been so incredible. You know that they would create an incredible campaign. They'd be super fun. They could be built around specific characters and use their powers in interesting and special ways, and it could tell a very interesting story. A story that, even with those animations, I feel just isn't there. In tonight's stream, somebody asked, Boogie, why are the Overwatch characters fighting even though all the advertisements show them as trying to save the world? I don't know. I don't really fully understand the lore. I know that it's out there, but it's pretty deep, and you got to look for it. I think it would be a lot better if they created a single player campaign so that the majority of people would get to experience that and understand the world a little better. And secondly, there's just not enough game modes. I feel like this game needs more game modes. And right now, you can practice against the AI and do all of that stuff. You have your basic queue, and in that basic queue, you have a King of the Hill, capturing two different territories, either attacking it or defending it. Help escort the objective or unlock the objective and then escort it, and that's it. You also have a new brawl every week, and the brawls that I saw in beta are fantastic. I loved how they rotated almost daily in the beta. I wish they rotated daily here as well, but instead they're doing it once a week. That's fine. I understand that. It works fine for Hearthstone. It'll work fine here. But I wish that there was more stuff to do. The developers have said that they don't think deathmatch would work very well, and I think after seeing how the team composition is so important, I think probably I agree, even though I would like to see that as a brawl. I don't see that as a ranked game mode or even a casual one. But I do think that capturing multiple territories in a way that splits up the team might be interesting. I think capture the flag, even though they feel it wouldn't work. I think if you nerfed people's abilities once they had the flag and resulted them to just maybe their basic weapons, Tracer couldn't jump forward, people couldn't fly, I think that would be a possibility. But again, I understand why that's not there, but I just wish that they could come up with their own game modes. They're clearly brilliant designers. I think it would be great if they came up with some stuff we've never seen before, or at least use more of the stuff that we have seen before. And this is another case of those examples where games have just been literally slaughtered and torn apart because they didn't have enough game modes. For whatever reason, Overwatch gets a pass here. And I think I know the reason. This is a brand new game. It's a brand new IP. It comes out of nowhere. Nobody had any real expectations for it. The game was hyped a little bit, but at the same time, you could actually see it getting played well into, a year ago. You had an idea of exactly what you were getting, exactly what you were buying. Nobody felt misled. Nobody felt like there was any bullshit. You always knew there wasn't going to be single player. You always knew there wasn't going to be a campaign. And you always knew what game modes were there because they were very frank and honest about it. And I think that's the thing. The people who would normally feel deceived by that kind of thing, if they didn't like it, they didn't buy the game. That at least they were informed, and I think that's the biggest difference. Regardless of that, though, I do still have a few minor nitpicky things. I feel like the maps in some places are pretty well designed, not so well designed in others. I think that there needs to be more characters, specifically more healers, certainly if they're going to introduce another character, and I believe that they will very soon and will continue to introduce more characters. I think that they need to introduce another healer because the game is lacking in healers, and I hope that they continue to come up with healers with very unique power sets and very unique things to do, because that's what really draws me to this game, how unique and bizarre each character really is. Of course, and I think I would be remiss if I did not mention they did add microtransactions. And this is the same deal that we see so very often. We see them saying, we'll give away all of the characters and all of the future maps, all of the DLC in the future will be free in exchange for allowing whales to buy microtransactions. I do think in this case I'm a little frustrated with their microtransactions, but not horribly so. In the beta, it did seem like I got skins and legendary skins way more frequently than I'm getting them now. I think that's a little irritating and a little frustrating. I feel upon launch, I'm getting way more commons than I would have ever gotten during beta. I feel like that has been a change, and it's a frustrating change. It's difficult to get the skins that you want. Now, certainly you can buy whatever skin that you want, but you won't be able to buy them all without resulting in microtransactions. You know, you can open 100 cases and only get a handful of very rare or legendary or epic skins, and you're getting a lot of stuff that most people don't really care about, like voice lines and sprays. Most people just want the skins. I wish there was a way to spend cash to get specifically the skin that you wanted. But they do give you the coin system. Whenever you get a duplicate or you'll open some boxes, you'll get coins. You can use those coins to buy the specific skin that you want, and you'll get enough money over time to buy the skin that you want. It's still a frustrating system. It's definitely one of the systems that's made to encourage people to buy the microtransactions if they want those skins. And I think the better way to handle that is always give me the option to buy the skins with coins or buy these skins with cash. I hate this Russian roulette. I hate this gambling system. I know many people prefer it. I'm not one of them, but that's up to you. Regardless, I've only played the game about 20 hours since live, and I've got most of the skins that I want. I've got the coins to buy 3 more skins, so I'm not complaining. It is easy to access the content that I want, and I know that I'll get it all over time. So if that is the result of me getting all the free DLC I want, all the free characters I want, and the free maps that I want, then that's great. If they do not hold to that, if that does not turn out to be true, if we do have a paid-for expansion a year into the game, that'll be a little bit irritating. But I trust Blizzard. If they said that, and I'm pretty sure they said that, if they said that, they'll probably hold to their word. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a game that I think is very polished, very well done. There's so many little features and little things that make me so happy when I play. For example, one character warning another character that there's somebody behind them. These little voice lines and these little dialogues, these scripted events where one character will say something to another character, even the ones that they're fighting. The way that you learn everybody's lines when they do their ultimates, the way you learn the sounds of a Bastion going into the turret position so that you know to look for them. All of those nice little touches, those auditory touches, those graphical touches, the character designs, all that stuff is so wonderful and so beautiful, and it just goes to show you that this game is complete. It's a complete game. It's very, very good, and I think they deserve to be rewarded for that. Because so many first-person shooters, so many of these arena brawlers, they come out incomplete, they come out unfun, they come out unpolished, they come out with unfair DLC practices, and they're just not that fun to play. This game does none of that. It gets all of that right, and I think that just deserves to be celebrated. Now, I hear a lot of people saying, well, Overwatch will be dead in 2 years. I don't think that's the case. I do truly think there's plenty of people playing it here at the beginning. I think there'll be plenty more people to play it as it continues. I know that Blizzard is going to support it as an esport, which is very important for a game like this to stay alive. And I think if they continue to add characters and they continue to add maps, this game will continue to do very well. Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and especially PC, I see this game dominating on PC. And many people said, this game is not Overwatch, it's overhyped. Many people said, I don't get it, I don't like it, it's not interesting to me. And I guess I understand that. If you're not into first-person shooters with this kind of wacky, weird stuff in it, then you're not going to enjoy this game. If you're not into arena brawls or competitive games, you're not going to be into this game. Or if you are into competitive games, maybe you're already locked into one. Maybe you're a Dota fan, maybe you're a Smite fan, maybe you're a League fan, maybe you're playing Paladins, but who's kidding? Nobody's really playing Paladins right now. But maybe Paladins is your game, and if it is, you're locked into it, or whatever your game of choice is. You don't think Overwatch is fun, you played in the beta, and you're not interested. I get that, that's okay. But for those of us who are interested in the game, and it looks to be millions of us, I expect this game to keep our interest for a very long time. It's kept my interest almost for a year now, and I think a year from now, 2 years from now, I'm still going to be playing this game. Probably not every day, but I didn't play League every day back when I was really into it, and I certainly can't stand to play League anymore. I'm just over that game. Maybe I will get over Overwatch 2 years from now, but just watch and see. We'll have to see. So a lot of people ask me, Boogie, is Overwatch worth buying? And I think for $40 on PC, instead of the $60 version where you get those additional skins, I think for $40 it's a steal. You're getting a lot of good game and a lot of content for that $40. If you like this kind of game, I definitely think you should look at a lot of the gameplay, watch it being streamed on Twitch, watch your favorite YouTuber play it, and then based on that, determine if that's something you want to do over and over and over again. Because the game is definitely repetitious. But it is deep in that repetition. Every time I play a game, I feel like I learn something new about the game, something new about the mechanics, something new about one of my favorite heroes. I feel myself getting better with the mechanics of each hero, understanding my opponents better, understanding my teammates better. I feel like every time I play, hour after hour after hour, I'm getting deeper and deeper into that game, and that's why I'm not bored. Even though it's repetitious, I feel like there's so much depth to this game that I'll be looking into that depth for years to come. And when they add new maps and they add new game modes and they add new characters and they do it for your initial buy-in price, I think that that's just going to get deeper and better and more interesting. And I trust Blizzard to support this game, not just with esports, but with content as well. And if they do that, well, I think we're potentially talking Game of the Year. I really do think that's a possibility. Now, if you're not the kind of person that likes to play a giant angry monkey knocking people off of the sides of boards, or if you're not the kind of person that wants to put up ice walls and freeze people to death in your first-person shooter, you're a more traditional player and you're like your Call of Duties and you like your Battlefields, that's okay. This game may not be for you. But if you're interested in this gameplay and you want to do something weird and unique in the genre again, then this is the game to do it in. I don't really give games a score. I think that everyone should play Overwatch at some point. I think that you'll really be glad that you did. I think many of you played it in the beta and discovered it wasn't for you, but you probably appreciate the game on some level. But let's try to give it a score. I'm going to give this game banana out of Winston. And parents, please be careful not to let your children fall into the pit near Winston, or else someone will have to assassinate Winston. That joke won't make very much sense years from now, but whatever, fuck it. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching. I will speak with you again very soon. And do me a favor, check out my Twitch, where I've been streaming Overwatch every day since it came out, and probably will be doing so for quite some time more. If you want to get a good opinion of the game, check out my streams or my previous VODs. There's plenty of gameplay here on the channel. Guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. Until then, let me ask you a question. Who watches the Overwatch?